Hello everybody, this is Daniel Babis. Welcome back to Daily Soap Dish. If you're new here, please do hit that subscribe button down below because we cover a ton of celebrity news content here on the channel. Alright, so let's get into it today, guys. We have a breaking news story about the Sharon Osbourne scenario on CBS's The Talk. And basically, Sharon Osbourne is out at The Talk, guys, and this news is hot. It just came out maybe 30 minutes or an hour ago, and so let's just jump right into it, guys. And I'm just going to go right here. This is on Paychecks, guys, and I'm just going to read this article quickly, and then we are going to discuss and analyze the information that we see. So Sharon Osbourne has quit The Talk on Friday, 2 weeks after rocking the daytime chat show by getting into a testy argument over racial issues with co-host Sheryl Underwood and shocking allegations of racist name-calling. Sharon Osbourne has decided to leave The Talk. A release from CBS read, "The events of the March 10 broadcast were upsetting to everyone involved, including the audience watching at home. As part of our review, we concluded that Sharon's behavior towards her co-host during the March 10 episode did not align with her values for a respectful workplace. We also did not find any evidence that CBS executives orchestrated the discussion or blindsided any of the hosts." If you guys will remember, this right here was actually some allegations that Sharon made. She said that she was blindsided because usually when they discuss these kinds of testy or heated topics on the show, it's kind of like the responsibility of the other co-host or the producers to give a heads up to the co-host so that they are well prepared, especially when undertaking these, these very difficult topics like racism in this case. And then it goes on to say, at the same time, we acknowledge the network and studio teams as well as the showrunners are accountable for what happened during that broadcast, as it was clear the co-hosts were not properly prepared by the staff for a complex and sensitive discussion involving race. The release continued. During this week's hiatus, we are coordinating workshops, listening sessions, and training about equity, inclusion, and cultural awareness for the hosts, producers, and crew. Going forward, we are identifying plans to enhance the producing staff and producing procedures to better serve the hosts, the production, and ultimately our viewers. The Talk will return with original episodes on Monday, April 12th, 2021, following the pre-scheduled hiatus the week of April the 5th. And then it goes on to say the departure comes after the network announced on March 12th that the talk show would be suspending filming while it conducted an investigation into the allegations. The atmosphere was racially insensitive. So then it goes on to say that we are committed to a diverse, inclusive, and respectful workplace. All matter related to the Wednesday episode were under internal review that has now concluded. And so here we go, guys. This is the news. This is big. This is big news. And so there you have it. Sharon Osbourne has left The Talk. So there's a lot of information packed in here. So let's dissect some of it. So first off, it's saying that Sharon Osbourne has decided to leave The Talk. So it's kind of saying that Sharon Osbourne has quit The Talk. It's kind of weird because just yesterday or 2 days ago, we had, there was news that Sharon Osbourne was actually lawyering up in her battle against CBS. So we can see here, this is an article from The Sun, a UK newspaper, online newspaper. And here it says that Sharon Osbourne is reportedly being represented by lawyer Jeremiah Reynolds of the LA firm Eisner in her negotiations with CBS. The network was currently investigating reports of a racially insensitive and hostile environment on the talk show. A source basically said that Sharon wasted no time in getting her lawyers immediately on the case. Jeremiah Reynolds has a very strong reputation as trial and arbitration lawyer and is handling all her negotiations with CBS. So this is the thing, guys. It's kind of weird because, as you can see here, Sharon had hired lawyers to represent her in her talks against CBS, and so now she all of a sudden quit. So that whole thing, that quit thing, doesn't add up. She was obviously pressured into quitting. Maybe there was a settlement that was discussed with Sharon, whereby she would quit and she would get a settlement and she wouldn't be able to badmouth the show afterwards. I guess we'll see, guys, if that's not the case, because you can see here that she hired a lawyer to represent her. If that's not the case, then you can probably expect some lawsuits from Sharon Osbourne against CBS, because in my opinion here, they're kind of throwing her under the bus, especially if she quit, as she says that as they say that she did. They're kind of going at her pretty hard. Then they go on to say, this is what's interesting here. At the same time, we acknowledge the network and studio teams, as well as the showrunners, are accountable for what happened during that broadcast, as it was clear the co-hosts were not properly prepared by the staff for a complex and sensitive discussion involving race. So they're kind of putting the blame on Sharon in the first paragraph, and then they're saying that the network and studio teams, as well as the showrunners, basically everyone involved with running the show, besides the co-hosts, were responsible and they're accountable for what happened. So which is it? Is it all Sharon's fault, or is it the showrunners and the studio team's fault? It's kind of confusing to read this because I don't exactly know what they are trying to say. Basically, I feel like they're kind of trying to put the blame on Sharon, and then they're saying, to appease all fears, that they're also going to take care of it internally and try to make a better show going forward. So this whole thing basically started off of the Meghan Markle interview, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry interview on Oprah Winfrey, and basically what happened afterwards was that you had Piers Morgan that was on ITV's Good Morning Britain, and he went on to criticize and trash Meghan Markle because he doesn't believe her, and Piers Morgan has been a fierce critic of Meghan Markle for months and years before, but some people kind of said that his criticism was racism. But this is what some people felt, and so when Sharon Osbourne went on the talk, or actually no, she didn't go on the talk, but she went on Twitter and defended and said that she stood by Piers Morgan, and then she had to come on the show. That's when basically Sheryl Underwood kind of threw that comment at her, that she defended Piers Morgan, who basically was accused by some people of being a racist, and then Sharon Osbourne got very emotional and defensive and everything. So personally, I'm not sure that in this specific situation, I'm not sure that the situation should have been as bad as it turned out. It's a little confusing to me. Because I feel personally like there were a lot of holes in Meghan Markle's story. I have already kind of mentioned a few in some prior videos, namely that, she kind of said that, her son Archie was basically entitled. She kind of hinted that he was entitled to a title and that he didn't get one. And then she kind of hinted that it was because of racism. And it's just not really the way that things work in the monarchy, because Prince Harry is not really in the direct line of succession to the throne. And so, Archie is not entitled to a title, at least not yet. And so there were some inconsistencies in her story, and I feel like it's fair game to attack the parts of Meghan Markle's story that just don't necessarily add up. But some people felt like Piers Morgan took it too far, and they felt like it was because of racism, and they felt like because Sharon stood by Piers Morgan, that basically she was defending, a racist, and basically she was a racist by proxy. And when she kind of really got defensive and heated on the show, that it was completely out of line. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below, guys. I just wanted to update you guys with the latest because this story is just hot. It just dropped today, and I think that it had to drop because the talk wanted to come back on air next week, so they had to come to a conclusion with this whole Sharon and Sheryl kind of feud argument angle, and so Sharon got the axe, and they're going to start, anew without Sharon next week. So this is going to do it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for more content, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.